Hi, welcome to my channel, Life Documentary. Thank you again for being here. A lot of times we always say something about God being silent. I'm going to using my Creator, the Almighty, the Lord, because I don't want to continue to use the name of the Lord in vain. So bear with me. Anytime I say Creator, Lord, Almighty, I am referring to the only God that we serve and believe in. So the topic of this video today is why God is silent. A lot of times things happen to us and we are saying, oh, God is silent. Oh, the Creator is not listening. Oh, the Creator is just watching us suffer. That is not the case at all. I will take Nigeria, a country, as an example in this case. A lot of things have been going on in Nigeria even before I was born. And even up to now, a lot of things are still going on in Nigeria. And we wonder, when is this all going to change? When are we going to be rescued from all this? I also want to tell you that in that same Nigeria, a lot of people are having things work out for them. A lot of people are going through things rosy. And they're not even touched by this hardship in Nigeria. That goes to tell you that as human beings, we are all on different levels of life. And there's a reason why you find yourself in a particular situation. There is a reason why some are born into riches and some are born into poverty, for instance. It doesn't mean that the Almighty loves the ones that are born into riches more than the ones that are born into poverty. We need to begin to seek and understand that is not by error, that is not by accident, that is never by mistake we are in a situation that we are in. And I want us to understand that the Almighty is not silent. One thing I want you to understand is that as human beings, we all have free will. Meaning that the Almighty gives you that opportunity. This is what separates a human being or a human spirit. Because what makes a human spirit or what makes a human being is a human spirit. We are all referred to as human beings because we are spirits. Comparing to animals, animals do not have a free will. But as human spirits, we have free will. Meaning that God has given us the opportunity to make a decision. But then, free will comes with a lot of accountability. Something we don't really like to do as human beings. Ironically, we do not like to be accountable. We want to be on that mindset that, oh, I can just go and sin and go quickly ask for forgiveness and go back to doing the same thing over and over. That is not the case. You are given a free will as a human being, and then after that comes accountability. So remember that you are a human being, and then because you have that free will, you are accountable for every decision you make. So that's why sometimes it seems like The Almighty is silent and not doing anything to help you. You want to understand that when you make that decision, because you are given that free will, you have to understand that there is a lot of responsibility that comes with the decision that we make. Once that decision is made, now you have to relax, sit back, and be accountable and responsible for that sole decision you've made. Now, I hear a lot of people say, oh, I did not seek the Lord's way. You have the free will, but you can also at the same time ask for guidance from the Creator. You can say, you can do prayers depending on what you believe in. You can do some fasting and seek out the face of the Lord regarding a particular decision you want to take and ask for guidance. But even at that, in some decisions that we've made in life or that we will make in life, we will still encounter challenges. Making the right decision doesn't take away all the challenges. This is why we have to open up to experience. This is another reason why we always must give thanks in everything that happens to us. For instance, if even things that we consider bad happen to us, we still have to give thanks. Because in those situations, there are so many things that have been fulfilled in our life. And then we need to understand that fulfilling those things is part of our journey. And it's not something literally bad in our life. So you want to open yourself to those experiences and not totally feel down. Again, are they going to be maybe harsh experiences that is going to be very hard for you to probably go through? Yes. But that doesn't mean that you made a wrong decision. For instance, if you sought the face of the Lord before you made that decision. Because a lot of times we always, when we begin to have difficulty in anything that we do, we begin to think, oh, we made the wrong decision. But we did not. Because in that particular instance, before you went into that decision making, you already saw the face of the Lord and He told you, yes, you can go this way. Let's say, for instance, that's what happened. Because you want to understand that just being on earth, there are instances, because in this life, there are good people, there are bad people, there are so many things. And everyone can attest to this because they've gone through so many things. So there are different types of people on earth, evil and they are good. Evil and good are all together. Bad things might happen to you, but that does not mean that you've made a wrong decision to be on that path. It only means that because you are in this world, bad things are likely to happen to you. And sometimes just because this bad thing happened to you may also be that you need to go through that experiencing to get to where you need to be. Because a lot of times we come out of our own experience. So we go through a particular experience and then it helps us in our next experience or in our next level of life. Nothing is for nothing. There's benefits to everything, but even the bad and the good. There's always benefits. So going back to the topic, why God is silent. The Almighty is not silent. So if you find yourself going through challenges, struggling, do not give up thinking, oh, I'm doing something wrong. Oh, I've been praying about this thing and the Lord is silent. Oh, does the Lord even exist? Just because you think or you feel that you're not getting the response that you want, that doesn't mean that he's silent. So there are a couple of things. Remember that you have a free will. Free will allows you to make that decision. Always remember that. So if you're somebody that is doing something good out of your free will, remember that when you sow something, it comes back to you. If you're somebody that is doing something bad, remember you made that choice. And whatever you put out there comes back to you. So whatever path you pick from the beginning, remember you have that free will, because the Lord gives every one of us as human beings, as spirits, as human spirits, to make a decision. Yes, can you seek the face of the Lord for guidance? Definitely. But it still lets you have that ultimate decision. And that's why a lot of times things are happening and we're wondering, why is God silent? I have prayed, I have fasted, I have done this, I have done that. Nothing is changing. You may have to trace back and try to figure out what decisions that you've made that now you need to go through and try to remake those decisions. And then also, while going through a particular experience, you may begin to say to yourself, why is it that, okay, I didn't make this decision, but something else is happening that I didn't expect to happen? You might need to live through that. You might need to sit down, understand what is going on, retrace your step. You may not necessarily be able to take back what you've done, because when it's done, it's done. You have to live through it. But you also want to begin to sow good seeds. You want to continue to do those things that you've learned from the past, that, okay, I did this in the past, now I need to continue to do better. But just because you now started to do something better doesn't mean that everything will be rosy. Because again, remember, you are on earth. On earth, we have both the good and the bad, and they lie beside each other. And just because something is happening to you and it's not good does not mean that God is silent. So he is not silent, but nobody can figure it out for you. You have to figure it out for yourself. You have to understand that you have that free will, and with the free will comes accountability and a lot of responsibility. And you have to use your free will with caution. Do not take it for granted, because the Almighty will never force you to follow him, to listen to him, to do his ways. He lets you understand what you need to do, and he also gives you that opportunity to make your choice. That's why you are a human being, a human spirit. So do not ever think he is silent, but retrace your step and find out what you need to do moving forward, because you can't take back the past. You can only move forward. Thank you for watching my videos, and thank you for being here. Bye for now.